Hey guys, it's Shawnee, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101. So today I have a super exciting video for you guys. I finally got my hands on the new O.P.I collection. It is the Katy Perry Collection. I am so excited. Yes, I got all 5 bottles of polish from the Katy Perry Collection, and I'm so excited to share them with you guys. So for those of you guys who don't know, Katy Perry did team up with O.P.I, and she released 5 new shades of polish for her Katy Perry O.P.I California Girls collection. The collection is very pretty, very Katy Perry inspired, and I really love the shades. I was actually not planning on getting all 5 of the shades. I was actually only planning on getting 3. And I'm a little disappointed that I did end up getting all 5. I'm not completely upset, but I am a little disappointed in some of the shades I did get, and I'll tell you about that as I go through each individual shade. Now, Katy Perry actually released 4 shades for her own collection. These shades are named after her songs. And then the other shade in this collection is the Black Shatter Polish. Now, this was also released in the Serena Williams collection, which Serena Williams released 1 shade, which I don't have. I wanted to get it, but I just ended up not getting it. But the Black Shatter is in her collection as well. So I actually found dupes for all 4 of the Katy Perry shades, not including the Black Shatter, of course, but the other 4 I have almost exact dupes for the shades. There is 1 shade that I couldn't dupe exactly, but all the other ones are almost exact. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to be doing a demo and a review on the O.P.I Black Shatter Polish, so I'll be talking about this polish at the end of the video and doing a demo of how it works. Okay, so let's get to the collection. The Katy Perry Collection was really hyped up ever since there were rumors that Katy Perry was teaming up with O.P.I, and I was pretty excited about it. At first, I was thinking of getting all of the polishes. Then, in the middle, for a time frame, I was thinking, you know what, I'll just get a couple of the polishes. And then when it actually came out, everybody is like, oh my gosh, this collection is amazing. So I was like, okay, I'm getting all of the polishes. So I did end up getting all of them. I think that Katy Perry was an awesome choice for O.P.I to team up with. I honestly think the only person that could have been better than Katy Perry for this collaboration would have been Lady Gaga. And to see a Lady Gaga nail polish collection would just be like amazing. Like, I would be all over that collection. But Katy Perry was definitely the second best to Gaga. So anyways, let's get to the polishes. So this is the first polish in the collection. This is called Last Friday Night. It is basically like a super jelly blue shade with a ton of iridescent hexagonal kind of multi-tonal glitter in it. It's very pretty, but this is one of the shades that I was a little disappointed in because it's very unpigmented. You definitely have to layer this over something to get like this true blue color. It's pretty, but I have a dupe of this, which is actually better than this polish. So here's a swatch of Last Friday Night right there. As you can see, it is very sheer. This is 3 coats on my swatch wheel, and it's super sheer. It definitely has to be layered to get any sort of pretty effect. It is a pretty polish, but it must be layered. And the dupe of Last Friday Night is actually a drugstore polish. All of the polishes in this collection that I'm duping are all to drugstore comparable polishes, which is awesome because these other polishes are so much cheaper. And the dupe for this one is by the Sally Hansen Hard as Nails Extreme Wear line, and it is called Shooting Star. So, can you see those two compared? Yeah, they're pretty much exact. If anything, in all honesty, I think the Sally Hansen one is prettier, and I'm going to show you guys side-by-side swatches in a bit, but I feel like the Sally Hansen one has more, like, iridescent glitter in it, so I think it looks a little prettier. But overall, they're both very similar. If you don't want to get Last Friday Night, get this one. And honestly, if you missed out on Last Friday Night, don't be sad because I prefer this one. So here is a swatch of Shooting Star. This is the Sally Hansen polish. It's right there. And let me just show you them next to each other. Okay, so we have Last Friday Night, Shooting Star. Can you guys see that Shooting Star is a much more opaque than Last Friday Night? And you're not probably seeing it in the camera, but I think Shooting Star is much more like multi-dimensional than Last Friday Night is, in my opinion. It's a little prettier, and that's just my honest opinion. It's more opaque. Both of these are 3 coats on the swatch wheel, by the way. Shooting Star itself is still not completely opaque. It's still preferably going to be a layering color, but it's more opaque than the Katy Perry one. So I took a picture of these 2 polishes side by side, and I'm going to insert the picture here. So this is the next polish I got. This is called Teenage Dream, and this is a really pretty light baby pink polish with a ton of rainbow glitter in it. It's an amazing glitter polish, and this is the polish that looks amazing in the sun. And after Michelle 1218 raved about this polish, I went to the store and I looked at it, and it was really pretty in the store, and then when I took it out to the car and I looked at it in the sun, it was like a zillion times better. It was just like sparkling and glowing, and it was indescribable. It was amazing. And here's a swatch of this polish right here. This is 3 coats on my swatch wheel, and this polish, unlike Last Friday Night, the blue glitter, is very opaque. In 3 coats, you can definitely wear it by itself. It'll give a really nice super glitter effect. You can even layer just 2 coats, and 2 coats would give you enough as well. Now, this polish also has an almost exact dupe to it. This is Teenage Dream, and the almost exact dupe is from the drugstore. It's another Sally Hansen Hardest Nails color, and it is called Strobe Light. So there those 2 are compared. Now, in all honesty, the O.P.I one is a little bit prettier than Strobe Light, because I feel like the O.P.I one has a little bit more of the rainbow glitter in it, and it's a little bit darker of a pink. The Sally Hansen one is a little bit more of like a silvery pink color, but if you cannot get Teenage Dream for whatever reason, if it's sold out, if it's, you know, not available or whatever, it's too expensive, the Sally Hansen one is a very good alternative. So here is a swatch of the Sally Hansen Strobe Light. It's right there, number 13, and I will show you that compared to Teenage Dream, which is right here. So you can see the bottom one right here, that's Teenage Dream, and then this top one here is Strobe Light. So they're very similar, guys. If you can't get Teenage Dream, get Strobe Light. Teenage Dream is a little bit pinker, but for the most part, they're pretty comparable. Now, I also took a picture of these 2 polishes side by side, and I will insert that picture right here. So this is the next polish in the collection. This is called Not Like the Movies, and Not Like the Movies is a gorgeous gray-based polish, but it has a very distinct duochrome in it, and you're not going to be able to see it in this camera, but it like has green and purple and pink and maybe gold in it when you like turn it in the right lights. It's so pretty. And throughout the polish, it also has a very distinct silver glitter in it. It's not chunky glitter like the Teenage Dream was, but it's like a very fine glitter. So here's a swatch of Not Like the Movies. It's number 9 right here. It is so pretty. You're not going to be able to see the duochrominess too well on the camera, but it's very apparent in real life. This polish was semi-sheer. This one took 2 coats, and it's not completely opaque. A 3rd coat probably would have made it better, but it's still very pretty. Now, this polish also has an almost exact drugstore dupe, and the drugstore dupe for this polish is by Wet n Wild, and it is called Grey's Anatomy. It is from their new Fast Dry nail polish line, and I already did a review on this line of polish if you guys are interested in that, but Wet n Wild polishes are so inexpensive, and this polish is almost an exact dupe for Not Like the Movie. The only difference is that the Wet n Wild one is a little bit more sheer. The Wet n Wild does require 3 coats to get it completely opaque. With Not Like the Movies, you could pass with 2 coats. And also, Grey's Anatomy does not have that distinct silver shimmer running through it. So I don't know how well you can see that in the camera, but not like the movies definitely has a silver shimmer running through it that Grey's Anatomy does not have. And here is a swatch of Grey's Anatomy by Wet n Wild, and I have Grey's Anatomy swatched on the same wheel as Not Like the Movies. They're right here. So hopefully you can see they're very, very, very similar. I mean, very, very, very similar. So once again, I took a picture of these two polishes side by side, and I will insert that picture right here. And this is the last polish in the Katy Perry O.P.I collection. This is called The One That Got Away, and this is a very pretty, like bright fuchsia pink shade with a ton of gold and like fuchsia glitter shimmer in it, and that's not going to pick up on the camera very well, but it's very, very densely packed shimmer. Once again, it's not the same kind of glitter as like Teenage Dream is, but it's like a different kind of glitter. It's very, very dense, and it's really pretty. So here's a swatch of that polish. Now this polish is also semi-sheer, which is kind of strange because it is such a dark color, but this was 2 coats on the wheel. A 3rd coat probably would have made it more opaque, but it's still really pretty. Now, surprise, surprise, I actually did not have an exact dupe for this polish, which is strange because it looks like a polish that could be duped very easily. But in all of the nail polish that I don't have an exact dupe. The closest dupe that I have to The One That Got Away is this polish by Milani, and it is called In a Flash, and you can see that In a Flash is lighter. It's like a lighter, brighter kind of reddish fuchsia, and The One That Got Away is definitely darker, but they both have that intense sort of goldy fuchsia shimmer in it, so they're comparable. They're not exact dupes. I think the O.P.I one is so much prettier. But yeah, this was the closest thing I had. So here's a swatch of the Milani In a Flash polish, and I will show you that compared to the Katy Perry one. So there's Milani In a Flash. There is Katy Perry, The One That Got Away. The One That Got Away is definitely darker. It's more of a burgundy fuchsia. In a Flash, like I said, is brighter, lighter. They're not that comparable, but you know, it's really your personal preference. If you don't wear this color that much and you think they're really similar, you don't really need the Katy Perry one. And like all the other ones, I did take a picture of these two side by side, and I will insert the picture right here. And now for the most unique polish in this whole collection. This is the polish I recommend everybody getting if you're only going to get one. And it is this one. This is called Black Shatter. And it is exactly what its name says. It's a black shatter polish. If you guys don't know what black shatter is, basically it is a top coat that you can put on top of any nail polish. It doesn't have to be O.P.I. It can be any shade of polish you want. And you just put it on. It goes on opaque black. And then as it dries, it starts to shatter. And it shatters before your eyes. And it looks like kind of like this pattern once it's dry. It'll give every nail a different like shattered appearance. You know, you're not going to get the exact same chunks in the exact same spot. It'll just shatter differently, and it gives a really unique, really different look to your nails. It's very edgy. It's very different. It's not entirely like work appropriate or something, but it's definitely edgy. It's something different, and you know, if you like experimenting around with different nail art and different nail colors, or if you just want to spice up any of your old nail colors, this is a really good way to do it because it'll transform any of your old nail polishes into like a new piece of art almost. So the O.P.I Shatter Polish does come with this little tag around it that says to apply 1 coat of the Black Shatter Polish over completely dried nail polish, and that's important. First thing, don't layer a couple coats of this on top of itself. You just want to apply 1 coat, let it dry, and let it be. Don't apply another coat on top of it because it'll just ruin the effect. I don't know why you would do that, but just saying. And also, apply it over completely dried polish. If your polish is not completely 100% dry, it's going to look kind of streaky and it's not going to shatter properly, and it's going to give you kind of an odd effect. So if you want the full effect of this polish, apply it over completely dried nail polish. So a couple things I have to say about this shatter polish. First thing I can tell just by shaking it, it's really, really thin. This polish is a thin consistency. It's not going to be gloopy or globby or anything. It's fairly a thin polish, but it does go on opaque black. Also, when you take it out and you paint your nails with it, you want to make sure to get out enough polish on the brush before you start putting it on, because it dries almost immediately. Like, it just starts drying in the blink of an eye, and you don't want to have to keep dipping your brush back in to the polish, because by the time you dip it in and get back to your nail, there's a good chance it'll already have dried and it's going to look odd then. And you don't want to go over, like I said, don't go over the dried shatter, because then it'll just kind of ruin the effect. So make sure to get enough polish out on the brush the first time when you go in, so it'll give you a really nice, opaque, even shatter. Also, I've seen a lot of people say that this shatter thing is like a new invention, and it's like completely original and completely unique of O.P.I to do this, and that is not true. CoverGirl, yes, CoverGirl, the drugstore brand, actually came out with a polish very similar to this a long, long time ago. It was called Crackle, and it did the same thing. You apply it over any polish and it'll just crackle. Now, the O.P.I polish is better quality, obviously, than the CoverGirl one. The CoverGirl one didn't work perfectly. It seemed to be a little thin, and sometimes the crackles would just kind of flake off. I feel like the O.P.I one is obviously a little bit better quality, but just for those of you guys who were curious, this is what the CoverGirl Crackle polish looked like. I do have a CoverGirl Crackle polish, and this has a funny story behind it. I actually got this from the dollar store, I want to say at least 6 or 7 years ago, probably more. I got this at the dollar store a long, long time ago when I was not really that into nail polish, and, you know, when I was just kind of like, I just needed some new colors, and I would just go to the dollar store and just grab some new colors. And I thought this color looked pretty because I didn't have anything like this kind of opalescent blue color. And I didn't know what crackle meant. I just thought it was like a type of polish, you know, like whatever, like it's just, you know how people say high definition polish and this and that. So I just got it. I didn't think it was anything special. And then I started painting my nails with it, and it was crackling. And I was like, what is going on with this polish? Like, it is, when it dries, it flakes off and it's crackling and it's not working. And I was so confused. I thought this was like a completely defective nail polish, and I never used it after that, ever. I never, ever, ever used this polish. Yeah, I thought it was the craziest thing ever. And then people start talking about crackle polishes on YouTube, and I'm like, I remember having a polish like that, and I dug it out, and I still have it. I did not throw it away, which I'm really happy about now, because these are unique. These are different. And yeah, I will have to say the CoverGirl one is not as good quality, obviously, as the O.P.I one, but it's the same basic concept. And you know, I feel like I have something vintage, and I got it from the dollar store, but I like it. It's different, it's cool, it's vintage. It's interesting. Okay, anyways, let's get to the demo of the black shatter. I'm actually going to be applying this over just a plain solid opaque white right here, number 1. That's just a basic white polish. So I'm just going to apply it over that so you can see the crackle effect. Okay, so sorry if this is an awkward angle for you, but this was the best way I could, maneuver the camera and still show you the crackle effect of the polish. So yeah, anyways, we're going to do the crackle on this nail number 1. Okay, so let's see whether we can do this while I still show you guys. So we're going to take my crackle, and I'm just going to paint 1 coat of crackle all over the polishes. It's just going to be a little streaky. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be there. And just watch it crackle. Yes, you guys are literally watching paint dry, but that's okay, because it's kind of cool. No, I'm not speeding this up. This is the exact rate that it's actually drying. Just FYI. So yeah, look at that. Another FYI, this polish does dry matte, so if you want it to obviously be shiny, just apply a shiny top coat to it. So, yeah. Look at that. That is completely dried. That is the crackle effect. So there was the demo of the crackle polish. Here are the finished results. You can see how amazing it looks. How cool is that? And for every nail you apply it to, the crackle effect is going to be different on every nail, which I think is awesome. It gives a totally unique manicure. Like I said, if you're into, you know, nail art and stuff like that, this is definitely unique. It's nothing like I have already. Every nail is going to look different, and I really love it. I think it's really fun. So like I said, I think the O.P.I Shatter Polish is the most unique polish in this collection. Definitely the one I would recommend getting. If you're not going to get any of the actual Katy Perry named polishes, get the Shatter. It's awesome. So I hope that video was helpful to some of you guys, showing you guys the dupes, showing you guys the demo of the Shatter, showing you guys what the Shatter does, and explaining the shades for you guys. I hope that helped you guys out. I hope you guys check out this collection. If you are not going to check out the collection and you're just going to get some of the dupes I recommended, please let me know what you guys think of the dupes and or the collection itself. So that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.